Today on Commander Replay, it's a Nikya of the Old Ways 59 creature doubleheader. Find out if we can pick up 2 wins playing only creatures, next on Commander Replay. Hey guys, I'd like to take a quick second to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon at the link below. Just to let you guys know, I do have a Twitter page now, so feel free to check me out on Twitter at Commander Replay. Welcome back, everyone. Let's take a look at this opening hand. We've got 3 lands, some high drops. I think we can do better than this, actually, so we're going to mulligan that one. We want to get some kind of ramp or additional lands. Oh, well, that's a no-lander, so I guess we're going to be mulliganing that one. Well, I guess we're keeping this one. Dragon Mage can draw us an... Ooh, Oracle of Moldiah is really good. We still need to find 2 lands to get to it, but if we do... Even if we fall a little bit behind with Oracle of Moldiah, you can catch back up really easily, especially we're in a 39-land deck. So we're going to keep that one on top. Also, with a 39-land deck, we should be able to easily catch the 3rd and 4th land, so that's what I'm hoping for right here. So we draw into the Oracle, we'll play a Forest, and then tap out and pass. And a Lenoir Elf's coming down for the Selvala opponent. That's going to bring it to our second turn. We catch a Wild Wanderer, a little bit awkward since we still need 4 lands. We'll drop down to the Yavimaya Hollow. And we'll tap out and pass again. So today we're playing Nikya of the Old Ways. It is 3 red-green for a 5/5 that says you can't cast non-creature spells. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana of any type that land produced. So essentially doubles up your mana, just that you can't cast non-creature spells after it's in play. So I decided to do the only logical thing for this deck, which is build entirely creatures. We have 60 creatures in this deck. There are 2 types of cards in this deck, creatures and lands, and then 1 creature that flips into a planeswalker, but you know, still mostly a creature. So, yeah. Well, and the missing of land drops has started. Kind of wish I kept that first hand where we had 3 lands. Yeah. So I guess we're just going to pass and fall behind. One of my favorite things to do. But yeah, 60 lands in this deck. But yeah, 60 creatures in this deck, so basically every turn of the game for us will be play a land, play a creature. Assuming, as long as we're not missing land drops like we are currently. Taking a look at what we're facing today, first up is a Purphoros opponent, always very scary. It's going to take some amount of removal to slow them down, and hopefully someone's got something for that. And Purphoros, by the way, is being piloted by Chaotix2075, a Patreon supporter of mine. Next up, we have Selvala, Heart of the Wilds. A very good mono-green commander. This thing can ramp like crazy. The more competitive Selvala builds can win games in like 3 or 4 turns. I've seen it happen at least a few times, so that can be pretty scary. And then finally we have Hanna Ship's Navigator, and they're going to lay down a Denitha Capuchin Paragon. Based on that, it looks like they might be doing like an equipment or aura kind of thing. Come on, land! We need a land. It's a land, yeah, alright. And I'm actually going to crack this land right now, just for the psychological effect of, I think our library needs to be shuffled, based on how we've been drawing so far. No artifacts for us to shoot yet with the Manglehorn, although, if we do play the Manglehorn, then artifacts come in tapped. I think with that being the case, we're just going to go for the Sheltered Thicket right here. And tap out and pass once more. And that was I actually wanted to have about 41 lands in this deck, but I was having a lot of trouble cutting a few creatures. So, like, we have creatures that can get us into lands, but there isn't a lot of redundancy in the way that you have things like Cultivate Kodama's Reach and Nissa's Pilgrimage, which just, like, they ramp you and they guarantee your next land drop. Just super awesome cards. When you're doing the only creature thing, you don't really have access to that same level of stuff. Now, there are plenty of things like Civic Wayfinders and stuff like that. I did have a few of those initially, but ended up cutting some of them later. When I laid everything out, there were about 15 creatures in this deck that dealt with making more mana, which seemed like a pretty good amount. Just that things are looking a little awkward for us today. Gigantosaurus coming down for the Selvala opponent. Seems good. Oh my, that's adding a lot of mana. So they played a Karametra's Acolyte last turn, and now they have all the mana. So someone's going to need to play some removal, otherwise this game's probably going to be over pretty soon. All of our removal is generally kind of expensive. Things like Walking Ballista, we have Balefire Dragon, cards like that, Steel Hellkite. Yeah, a board wipe would be good. Unfortunately, we will most certainly not be able to play one. Also a Lifecrafter's Bestiary coming down for the Selvala opponent. Hanna plays a Hero of Iroas. Okay, so yeah, it looks like they're doing the auras thing. Cinderglade, oh man, it comes in tapped. That is rough. Well, I guess this turn we play the Manglehorn. And shoot this Hedron Archive. Ooh, or do we shoot the... Let's shoot the Life Crafters. I think Life Crafters is going to be much worse than the Hedron Archive. Hedron Archive is still very good, but... So, shoot the Life Crafters. We do not get to draw off of the Selvala. There's a Hamlet back Goliath. Well, that's interesting. So, if Selvala wants to cough out millions and millions of creatures like that deck likes to do, also a thing that our deck likes to do, that Hamlet back is going to get huge. Yep, removal still needed. Removal needed very badly. Cool. So, Selvala just tapped for 10 mana. Awesome. Here comes an Archetype of Endurance. That's going to trigger the Hamlet back Goliath. Opponent plays a Guy's Blessing, shuffles some things, and draws more cards. Nessian Wild Ravager. There's one I'm not familiar with. Tribute 6. Do we wish to pay the tribute? If the tribute wasn't paid, have it fight another target creature. Nope, not paying that tribute. Hamlet back Goliath, now massive. Opponent fights the Hero of Iroas. Interesting choice. I probably would have gone for Denitha or something else, personally. Interesting. Opponent does have a Detection Tower down, which, if should spot removal become necessary, it will allow people to get past the Archetype of Endurance. There's a Primordial Hydra with 18 counters on it. Metamorphic Alteration coming down. Choose a creature. Enchanted creature is a copy of the chosen creature. It is now a copy of the Hamlet back Goliath. Interesting. We draw a Sakura Tribe Elder. Well, where was that several turns ago? So I guess right here that means we're going to go with the Oracle of Moldiah and hope to catch some lands off the top. So we got one land on top. Both Hamlet back Goliaths now triggering. So play that land. Come on, another land. Nullstone Gargoyle. Now people can see it. That's not good. Well, we're probably going to get killed this turn, so there's that. Don't see any trample yet, so at least we can chump block. And our deck is entirely full of chump blockers if we need be. Norin the Wary coming down for the Purphoros opponent. Yep, and with... I assume Purphoros is going to be right behind it. Oh my god, Norin with Hamlet back Goliaths is going to be ridiculous. That's a Chandra's Ignition. A good game. Honestly, I'm glad this one's over, because it's that feeling of... Hanna survives at 1. Oh, here comes the Hamlet back. Well, quick game. I'm glad I don't have to sit around just watching opponents play Magic for the next couple turns while we try to catch up. So, yep, we're going to be running that one back. Welcome back, everyone. Game 2 with Nikya of the Old Ways. And this hand looks a little bit better than things were going last game. We still need to catch one land off the top, but again, 39 land deck, pretty good chance. And then we have 2 pieces of ramp in our hand with Nissa and Wood Elves. Well, I guess Nissa's not ramp, but it helps us find a land. So, and also we have the Tusker, which is very helpful. All cards that we could not find last game. Drew entirely our 7 drops. So as I mentioned, we're playing Nikya of the Old Ways. 5 mana, 5/5, essentially doubles our mana, except that we can't cast non-creature spells. And an Exploration coming down for the Gitrog opponent. Oh god, that's bad. That's so bad. So Gitrog is going to be off to the races. And there's a Mina and Den Wildborn off the top. Not the land we were hoping for, but still got a couple turns left before it becomes an issue. Elixir of Immortality for the Purphoros opponent. And taking a look at what our opponents are playing, first up we have Chaotix 2075, a Patreon supporter, playing Purphoros God of the Forge. We saw them last game. Unique build of Purphoros in that it's not the just slam as many tokens as you can and kill everyone as fast as humanly possible with Purphoros build. They've added a little bit more spice to the deck. Things like we saw last game, Chandra's Ignition and Hamlet back Goliath. Not typical inclusions in Purphoros as far as I'm aware. I've never really seen them come up before like that, so... Sylvan Safekeeper coming down for the Gitrog. Ugh. Oh, man. No love for Gitrog decks right here. No love at all. Nekusar, by the way, does lay down a Talisman. There's that Manglehorn again. So drop this forest. Still not a land. 39 land deck, and we are not drawing lands. Guess that means we're going to have to go to 41 after this game. Impact Tremors for the Purphoros. Oh, this might be another fast game. Green Sun Zenith X2 for the Gitrog. Alright, there's that third land. We're in good shape now. So, play this land, crack this land, get the Taiga. Any artifacts to shoot? Just some signets and things. So we're going to go for the Wood Elves right here. Get the Wood Elves in play. Nothing to do with 1 mana this turn, so we'll just go for the Sheltered Thicket. And we'll pass turn like that, finally getting some ramp going. Staff of the Flame Magus coming down for the Purphoros deck. Cool. Whenever you cast a red spell or a mountain enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Gilded Lotus for the Nekusar. That's probably worth shooting with the Manglehorn, so we may end up doing that. Oracle of Moldiah coming down. for the Gitrog opponent. Have I talked about? I don't think I've talked about our opponents yet. So, Chaotix 2075 playing the Purphoros deck. Oh yeah, we did talk about that one. Next up, we have a Nekusar, same opponent from last game, playing a different deck, but I believe they were the Selvala opponent last game. Soul Ring on top of the library for the Gitrog opponents. Definitely going to be Manglehorn this turn, so kind of shut down that Soul Ring a little bit and blow up the Gilded Lotus. Ooh, there's a land, so we could go for our commander this turn, but with the Soul Ring and the Gilded Lotus, I really want to get rid of those. So, yep, kind of rough, but I think that's what we got to do. Crack the land, get a... we have 2 forests, so we can get the Cinderglade. Let's do that. Play the Manglehorn. Shoot the Gilded Lotus. We'll attack the Nekusar one time. Try to get their life total moving. Also, they've got some life gain. We have a fan of the channel in the room. And a treasure map coming down for the Purphoros. Actually, a card that I've been really liking. A card that I've been starting to mess around with in red and white decks. I've really been liking. Cool to see that included in the Purphoros deck. And there's a Nekusar coming down. That card draw about to start being painful. Also, Manglehorn shutting down the treasure map for a turn. So, as good as it is, gonna delay opponent's ability to use it. Manglehorn doesn't see enough play. Everyone loves the... What's the other one? The 3 mana shoot an artifact or enchantment. Can't think of it now. The elf guy that everyone plays, but Manglehorn is really good, especially against mana rocks. No one seems to play it, though. So we got some Nekusara triggers. Opponent's going to be drawing an extra card and losing some life. Oops, squandered resources. That sounds bad. Putrefy on the Manglehorn. Gross. At least it's not on our commander. And here comes that Soul Ring. Crossing Grip on the Impact Tremors. Yeah, it seems like a good play. So people spending some of their removal this game seems... Reclamation Sage, that's the one I was trying to think of. Okay, this is kind of awkward. What do we do right here? Do we just go for the commander? Would love to get rid of that exploration. Opponent's got, what? From Gitrog, they'll have 1 additional land, 2 additional lands from exploration, 3 additional lands. They can play 4 lands a turn. Oh, that's so gross. I mean, part of me feels like I need a Rex Sage something, but I think we also need to get ourselves going in a way where we'll actually be able to do stuff. What is the difference between 3 lands a turn and 4 lands a turn? I don't know. Who knows? So, also with the Nekusar down, because we're drawing additional cards, let's just go for our commander right here, because that'll double up our mana, and then we can play, assuming all this survives, we can play a lot of things next turn, which seems like a good idea, and then, you know, then we can decide what we want to Rex Sage. We can try to get some additional lands going with the Nissa, the Mina Den, all that sort of stuff. Just have to hope there's no wheels from the Nekusar. Wheel could be a problem. At least for a turn. I really like the cards in our hand. Also, the Gitrog is finally low on cards, though with all the stuff out, they can draw a bunch more, especially with the Sylvan Safekeeper. But I guess the good news is, with Nekusar in play, the Gitrog can't just draw their whole deck and put it into the graveyard. It will kill them if they try to do that. Filigree Familiar coming down for the Purphoros opponent. Chromatic Lantern for the Nekusar opponent. Yep, there's the Dark Deal, so we're going on the wheels. We just lost so many cool cards. Although, Genesis just went into our graveyard, so that's cool. So we can actually get all that stuff back. We get into 2 bigger creatures and a bunch of lands. That's how a turn 5 wheel tends to work. It's about turn 6 now, but, you know, that's anywhere between, like, turns 3 and 6, give or take. Typically, people are still holding most of their good cards that they want to play, and you'll force them to discard them. And I think what we drew into is a perfect example of what you'll be looking at. We caught 2 cards and then a lot of lands, you know. And there's a Cabal Coffers. Opponent doesn't have too many swamps yet, so I'm not going to make tons and tons of mana just yet. But Phyrexian Arena on top for the Gitrog opponent. Gitrog's in play now, so opponent's got a lot of stuff that they can work with. Yep, opponent going to start doing the thing. Sacrifices the Cabal Coffers. Takes the damage from Nekusar. Now, they can sacrifice lands to... make more mana. Ugh. Crucible of Worlds. Gross. Tireless Tracker in for the Gitrog. Ugh. Yeah, we're going to need to slow the Gitrog down. I've been thinking about what to get back with our Genesis. So many good things that we could get back, but I think we actually need to go for one of the removal pieces. We need to get rid of some of their stuff. They have so many things going on right now. There's the Phyrexian Arena. So Genesis is going to trigger. I think we're going to go for the Manglehorn again. Fortunately, we're going to have to leave some mana on the table, which is not great. Ooh, there's an Ulvenwald Tracker. That gives us some ability to... Whenever an opponent activates an ability of a creature or land that isn't mana ability, you may draw a card. Wow. Rurik Armasaur is going to be really good against the Gitrog. So, play the Rurik Armasaur. Play the Ulvenwald Tracker. And I'm actually going to play this Makoro right here just so it doesn't get wheeled away on us. We can draw if we need to. Although, I guess Rurik Armasaur could kill us. Something I probably should have considered. So play the Manglehorn right here. Gonna shoot the Crucible of Worlds. That seems like the thing that's really gonna put them over the top, because now they'll have to try to catch lands at least off the top of their library, as opposed to also having them from the graveyard. We can't really attack into the Gitrog at all. We can attack in the Nekusar, though, so I guess we'll do that. We'll leave one floating. So, into the Nekusar. Nekusar down to 35. 5 commander. Opponent's going to use that treasure map. Yep. So they get to scry one time. Then they'll get the Nekusar triggers, looking at some extra cards. When you're a red deck or a Boros deck, something like that, looking at some extra cards off Nekusar can be really helpful. Now, granted, you're losing a lot of life while that's happening, so shooting Nekusar at some point is usually a good way to survive in that game, but opponent's going to terminate on our commander. That's super annoying. I get that our commander is good, but, like, have you seen what the Gitrog has out? Ooh, that's a Mizzix Mastery. Targeting a Time Spiral. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Oh no, it shuffles our graveyard. Oh, that's going to get rid of all of our cool stuff with the... and do millions of damage also. So we're down to 21. Purphoros at 33, that life gain looking pretty good. Nekusar at 34, and Gitrog down to 22. Gitrog is going to be continuing to lose life. They have the Phyrexian Arena. Nekusar is still in play. Gitrog's ability draws cards. These are, ooh, Liliana's Caress. Ooh, that's bad. And a Wheel of Fortune, so we're probably all dead now. So we go down. Gitrog survives at 1. Purphoros at 12, and Nekusar still at 34. Blah. It's been not a great morning with this deck. People breaking out their like turn 6 and turn 7 decks. Nikya, all creatures not equipped to do the turn 6, turn 7 battle. All of the removal being very late game is not good for shutting down early game combo engines and things like that. And Gitrog dies to Nekusar triggers. So Gitrog down. Yep. Purphoros going to have a pretty daunting task right here. Step 1 would be to kill the Nekusar. There's a Hammer of Purphoros. I don't think that's going to do it. There's Purphoros coming in. Big question is if Nekusar is another wheel or not. If they do, the game's probably just over. Yep, there's a Whispering Madness. That should do it. So, running into the meat grinder this morning with Nikya of the old ways and our 60 creature deck, not super well suited to the faster, stronger decks that we are facing this morning. So, yep, Nekusar taking this one down. Ugh. A little bit of a frustrating morning. I may have to make the stronger version of this deck, which includes non-creatures, so we can ramp faster and have more removal and do stuff like that. So, yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.